Okay, good afternoon to all. Am I visible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Well, okay, so today we are going to see what is mean by the hashing. Okay, and what are the different techniques are there? What are the different points that we are going to cover in this hashing? So first, we are going to see what are the different data structures that you have studied. Okay. First data structure you have studied, that is a stack. Second, queue, maybe you have studied or not. Then third one is a linked list. Then fourth one, tree, graph. All these are the data structures. Third one is a tree. Fourth one is a graph. Then fifth one, array. Array is also one of the data structure. And sixth one is a linked list. Okay, so these are the some data structures that are available, right? And one of the data structure again used, that is nothing but seventh data structure is nothing but hash table. Seventh data structure is a hash table. So today we are going to see a new data structure that is nothing but the hash table. Okay, so what is there in hash table? See, as we are saying that your hash table is a data structure. So, what is the purpose of your hash table? Your hash table is used to store the data. What is the purpose of hash table? It is used to store the data. But as storing of data in stack, queue, whether you linked list, array, there is a particular way to store a data in every data structure. There is a particular way to store a data in every data structure. Your array, it stores the sequential manner data. Linked list is also storing a sequential manner data. Tree, it is storing a hierarchical data. Or your graph is also storing a relational data, or there is a relationship between data. Similarly, stack and queue, these are also having a different representation of a data. Similarly, your hash table is also having a different representation than your another types of a data structure. Okay, so what is mean by the hash table? See, hash table. Okay, so first hash table, it is a data structure. What is the first thing you have to say that your hash table, it is one of the data structure, and it is used to store a data. It is used to store a data, and here data is stored in the form of a table which are having two fields. Don't field राहतील त्यामध्ये. Okay, in that first field is your hash value. First field is a hash value, and another field is a key value. Another field is a key value. Right? Your hash table is represented by two fields. First one is a hash value, another one is a key value. Where hash value, it is the location. Hash value, it is a location where you are going to store your element. Where you are going to store your element means this hash value is nothing but index. This value, hash value, is nothing but your index, where you are going to store your key value. त्या ठिकाणी तुमची key value store होणार आहे. ठीक आहे. Now, as we are saying, your hash table is also having the your index where you are going to store the element. Means your hash table, these are created by using associative array. Okay, Your hash tables are created by using associative array. Means here the data is stored in the hash table, but it takes the help of your array. It is taking the help of your array. See how it looks like. Your hash table looks like this. Here 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are the index values. This is nothing but index, or it is also called as a hash value. It is also called as a hash value. And for this index value or hash value, you are going to store the element. Like this. So these are the key values. Right? So in this way, your data is stored into your hash table. Right? There are two fields. First one is your key value index field or your hash value, and another one is a key value that is nothing but actual data stored into that particular position. Okay. Now, while using this hash table, you have to store the data into hash table by means of using some hashing techniques. By means of using here some hashing techniques. So you have to take the help of hashing technique. You have to take the help of your hashing technique, and with the help of this hashing technique, what we are going to find? We are going to find the location. What we are to find? We are going to find the location where we can store that particular element. Okay, right? So, and this finding the location for particular element from the your hash table, such a technique, it is called as a hashing. That technique, it is called as a hashing. So hashing, it is one of the technique. See. Next, what we are going to see, that is nothing but hashing. Okay, hashing, it is one of the technique for finding out the value or finding out the position for element from your hash table. Okay, now as we know, there are two searching techniques available in a data structure. First one is a linear search and another one is a binary search. Okay, two searching techniques are there. First one is a linear search and another one is a binary search. These are the two techniques available in your data structure, where this linear search is having the worst complexity as O of n. Worst complexity as the O of n, and your binary search is having a worst complexity of O of n log n. Means whenever finding the element by using a linear search or your binary search, they both are having the complexities. That is a worst case complexity. And now, as you are using a hash table, or if you are using the data or you are searching for an element that is stored into the table, that table is nothing but hash table, right? The searching technique that is applied to hash table, such a searching technique, it is called as a hashing. Okay, so your hashing is nothing but the third searching technique. Hashing is nothing but your third searching technique, where we are going to find the element from your hash table. Okay, got it? Right? Now, as compared to your linear search, it is having the worst complexity as the O of n. Binary search is having the worst complexity of O of n log n. So whenever you are using a hashing, you are having a complexity of O of 1. All the types of complexity, best case, average case, and your worst case. All three complexities are O of 1 because here your elements are stored at particular index. Elements are stored at particular index and you are directly going to access that index. You are directly going to access that particular index. Okay, so you are working on only one element, or whenever element is searched, your element is searched according to the index value, not its actual value. So all the whatever comparisons are required in your linear search and binary search, all the comparisons are minimized and there is only one comparison in your hashing technique. So this hashing technique is very much faster than your linear search and binary search. Okay. Now the question is that, as we know, the hashing is used for searching the element from your index or from your hash table, right? But the question is that how to store element into your hash table. How to store the element into your hash table. Okay, so there are some hashing techniques that are used for storing the element into your hash table. What are the different hashing techniques? First hashing technique is truncation. Second, division. Third one, mid square. And fourth one, that is nothing but folding. So these are the some techniques that are used to store the data into your hash table, right? Means all these methods do only one thing. It is having the only one purpose, and that purpose is nothing but finding out the hash value. Finding out the hash value, or it is also called as a index. These all the techniques that are used for finding only the your hash value, where your element is actually going to store, right? Whatever your element, where that element must be stored into your hash table, this is calculated by all these methods. So we require some calculation for these techniques or for this hash. Whenever you are using a hash table, means you have to do the sum calculation. You have to do the sum calculations. Okay. So in that first technique, that is nothing but truncation, or it is also called as an extraction. It is also called as a extraction, right? Now, with the help of this technique, how we can store the element into your hash table. See, first technique, that is a truncation. Your truncation. Here, whenever a value is stored into hash table, whenever any element that is stored into the hash table, the capacity of hash table, you must know the capacity, or how many indexes are available. How many indexes are available into your hash table. if your hash table is having there is an index from 0 to 99. There is an index from 0 to 99. Okay, right? Means how many values you can store? You can store 100 values into that hash table. From which location to which location? 0 to 99. Means whatever the index value you have, whatever the index value you have, that index value must be in between 0 to 99. Okay, then how to calculate at which location you are going to store the value? At which location you are going to store the value? With the help of this method. With the help of this method. Okay, right? So here what we are going to do, we are going to consider or we are going to extract. This is also called as the extraction. Another name is the extraction. And what we are going to do here, we are going to extract the rightmost number from your given element. From your given element, we are going to extract or we are going to select last two digits. Last two digits where we can store our element. Right? For example, suppose our key value is like this, and I want to store this value into hash table. I want to store this value into hash table. So what I'm going to do in this technique, I'm going to extract two values from your key value. I'm going to extract two values from your key value from rightmost. Select what is the element or what is that value. What is that value?
8 and 9.
8, 9 means what? 89. And what range we are having? Index range. What we are having? We are having range from 0 to 99. Means this element, this whole element is stored into hash table at position or at index at 89, where it is stored into at 89 position it is stored. Suppose another example, suppose your key is like this, where it will be stored into your hash table
56.
56. Simple calculation. What we have done, we have just extracted last two digits from your key. What we have done, we have extracted last two digits from your given key. Okay, right? Now suppose your hash table is having capacity of only 10 elements and the range is from 0 to 9. Then in such a case, extract last one digit. Extract last one digit means what? For this number, its index
9.
is 10. For this, its index is a
6.
6. Okay, got it? First hashing technique is nothing but your truncation, or it is also called as a extraction. Right? Now, the second technique. Second technique, we are going to use division, or which is also called as a modulo division. Which is also called as a modulo division. Okay. Now, what we are going to do in this technique? See, here division. This technique means here we are going to divide your key element. what we are going to do, we are going to divide our key element, but by division means here we are going to calculate the index value by using modulus, by using the modulus operator. Means what? Here we are going to find the remainder. Here we are going to find the remainder. And how to calculate this remainder? For example, here if your key is having some value as of like this 1 2 3 5, this is the key value, then your h of k means hash value for k. Okay, h stands for hash and your k stands for your key, right? It is calculated by using the formula k mod m, k mod m, where m is nothing but size of table. M stands for the size of table. In previous example, we have seen capacity is 100 elements, capacity is 10 elements. That capacity is nothing but size. Okay, right? Now, what we are having the key value as 1 2 3 5. Okay, 1235. This is our key value, and I want to store this cache key value into the hash table, which size is, what is the size of m, or what is the size of hash table? It is a 10. Means what? How many index are there? 9 index are there. Okay, now where this value is to be going to store, we are having the function 3. This is the hash function. This is your hash function k mod m. Means what? Here k modulus operator m means 1 2 3 5, modulus m is nothing but 10. What will be the output? What will be the output? 1 2 3 5 mod 10. Mod is nothing but, here we are going to calculate the remainder. What we get here? Remainder, right? By dividing this key value or with the help of or that table size, we will get a remainder as a 5. So your element is stored at 5 index. Your element is stored at 5 index. Just we have to calculate the remainder. Just we have to calculate the remainder. Okay. Another value is there. Suppose 98 is there. Okay. What we have to do? 98 mod 10 is equal to 8. Your 98 is stored into your 8 index. Okay. First technique is a truncation or extraction. Second technique is nothing but division, or it is also called as a modulo division, where we are going to calculate the modulus for given value. Right? We are going to calculate modulus for given value, and according to the remainder, we are going to store our index or our element at that particular index. That's right. Key value, it is stored at that particular index. And how it is calculated? H of k is equal to k mod m. This is the your first hash function where we have calculated the hash value. Okay. Then the third technique. See, third technique is our mid square. Okay. Third technique, mid square. Now, what we are going to do here in this technique, mid square. In this technique, first we are going to square our element. What we are going to do? We are going to square our element value. Okay. For example, suppose your key is a 235. P value is a 235. Okay. And h of k is equal to L, where L is nothing but middle value. L is nothing but middle value from your square. Middle value from your square. See how to do this. First, what we are going to do? We are going to square our key value. Right? Means, see, k square. What is the square? 235 square. What is the value of this? Here you have to calculate it. Here you have to calculate it. Calculate it. 235 into 235 in part 55225. Okay. So this is our square value. Right? This is our square. And what we are going to do here, we are going to calculate, or we are going to select the middle value from this square, or we are going to just remove from element from left side and elements from right side. Okay. For example, this is our element. Okay. 5525. I will write it like this. 55225. What we have to do? We have to do. We have to select the middle element. We have to select the middle element. Right? For example, remove this. Remove this. 5 we have removed. Again, one from left side, one from right side. Remove elements. Now, whatever will be there at middle, that is the index value for your element. That is your index value for that element. Means this element 235, it is stored at index 2. It is stored at index 2. Right? Another example, suppose you are having the element. Suppose you are having the element as 83. What is the square of 83? 83 square. 83 into 83. 6889. Okay. This is our key value, right? Square of your key value, and this is going to be stored into your hash table with the capacity of 100. Suppose you want to store into the hash table with the capacity of 100. Then what we have to do? We have to just remove the elements left side, right side. Whatever will be there at middle, that is the index position. That is nothing but it's a index position. So in this technique, what you have to do, you have to just square your key and find out the middle element. Find out the middle elements by removing right side. Okay, got it? So this is the third hashing technique with the help of which we are going to calculate the different index positions for different element. Okay, then now the last technique to calculate the hash value is nothing but for one is nothing but folding method. Okay, first we have seen truncation, second division method, third one is a mid square method, and last we are going to see the folding method. Your hash function is calculated by adding a different key value, from that element. Okay, means here what we have to do, if your given element, suppose we are having an element, what we are going to do, we are going to divide the element first, or we are going to make partitions for element. We are going to divide, or we are going to make partitions for your element, and then we are going to adding that partitions. We are going to adding that partitions, and whatever the final result will be there, according to that we are going to calculate the index. We are going to calculate the index. Okay, for example, suppose your key value is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is the key value. Okay, this is a key value, and I want to store this value into your hash table, which having a capacity of 100. Capacity कितने दीजिए 100 capacity है, where I want to store this element. So what we have to do, see how hash function works. H of k is equal to k1 plus k2 plus k3 plus up to kn, means what? This key we have to divide into subkeys. This key we have to divide into subkeys. For example, see 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6 plus 7, 8, 9. Like this. Means how you have divided K1, K2, K3. Okay. In this way, you can do your folding. Folding means what? We are going to partition your key, and we are going to add these partitions. We are going to add these partitions. Make addition. 1, 2, 3 plus 4, 5, 6 plus 7, 8, 9. What is the value? 1, 3, 6, 8. Okay. Now, for this value, you can use either your truncation, either mid square, or you can use modulus. Whatever you want to use, you can use here. Right? For example, if you want to use the truncation, then what we will do? 68. Last two digits. We are going to extract last two digits. Okay, right? Then if you want to use the modulus or modulo division method, then you have to just make modulus of this is equal to 8. This value will be stored at 8th position. Right? So in this folding method, first your key is divided into subparts, and then we are going to add that subparts, and whatever the key value we will get. See, this is the key value. And how we have got it? By calculating or by adding the different subkeys. Right? And finally, you can calculate the index by using any one technique. Use truncation, use mid square, or use modulo division, which will give the final hash value. Okay, right? Then next, here, this technique, whatever you have done here, this is a folding method. This is your folding method, and this is also called as a path folding. This is also called as a path folding. Means what? Here we are going to divide, or it is also called as a shift folding. Shift folding. We have divided your whole key elements into three parts, or number of parts, whatever may be there. And we have just added it. Then we have applied the technique, mid square, truncation, whatever modulo division, apply that technique, find out the final key value. Okay, this is your shift folding. This is your shift folding. Okay, another folding technique is there. See, that is called as a boundary folding. Boundary folding. There are two folding techniques. Shift folding. Now we have just seen. Now another one is a shift folding, where in this, sorry, boundary folding. In this technique, we are going to add the elements, or just we have to do the same procedure. We have to add the number of sub keys. We have to add the number of sub keys. But here, whatever the first and last number of your keys, or first and last key, that will be reversed. That will be reversed. Means what? Suppose you have this number. It is divided into K1 123, K2 4 5 6, and K3 7 8 9. Okay, means there are three sub keys, K1, K2, and K3. What we have to do? First sub key and last sub key. First sub key and last sub key value. These two values are reversed. These two values are reversed. Means what? 1 2 3 become 3 2 1 plus 4 5 6. You have to keep as it is. And this 7 and 9 will be reversed as 9 8 7. Okay, then whatever value will become, apply mid square technique, again apply division, whatever technique you have to apply, you can apply here. Okay, right? So in boundary shifting, whatever the boundaries value, boundary means what? Either first key or last. Boundary कशाला म्हणतो आपण? First or last, right? The keys that are present at end. The keys that are present at end means what? Either first or last. So whatever the first key and whatever the last key, you have to just reverse that key and make addition of all keys. Whatever the final value, suppose the final value is like this: 2 3 5 6. Okay, and here just apply modulo division 100. That is nothing but 56. 56 will be the key value, hash value, where your element is stored. Okay, got it? So all these are the hashing technique. With the help of this hashing technique, we are going to calculate only the hash value, and whatever the functions that are used for calculating this hash value, that is called as a hash function. That is called as a hash function. Okay, all get it? समजलं का सगळ्यांना?
सर
हा बोला.
सर ऍडिशन 1764 येते.
Whatever I have just written as a random number. I have just written. I have not calculated the addition. Whatever addition may be there, I have just written as a random number. Okay, what we have to do? This number is modulo by 100, and whatever the last value is there, this value is nothing but the index value. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Got it? Right. So these are the four hashing techniques. These four are the hashing techniques with the help of which we are going to calculate the hash value. Okay. Now there is one drawback of this hashing. There is one drawback of this hashing, and that drawback is nothing but by storing any key value. Suppose, for example, if you want to store the key value 26 and 36 with the help of using some method, division method, or the table having m size as a 10, right? What is the index value or what is the hash value? For K1, h of K1 is equal to काय असतं आपलं फॉर्म्युला काय आहे? K1 mod m 26 mod 10 is equal to 6. Okay, and for hash value of K2 म्हणजे काय? Key value 2. Calculate K2 mod m 36 mod m 10 is equal to 6. Means what? Means what? Here you may get the two values or two hash value same for different key values. Hash value may be same for different key values. Okay, this is the main drawback of your hashing technique. This is the main drawback of your hashing technique. Okay, and if such a condition is occurred in your hashing, means what? If there is the same key value for different key values, same hash value for different key values. See, this is the hash value for your 26 and this is the hash value for your 36. Both are having the same hash value. If such a condition is occurred, this condition it is called as a collision. This is called as a collision. So collision, it is the condition in hash table when it occurs whenever you are going to store the two key values having a same hash value. दोन key value ची same hash value असेल, right? At that time you will get the collision message. Okay, so this collision must be removed. This collision must be removed, and there are some techniques for removing this collision. There are some techniques for removing this collision. Okay, and what are the techniques? See, so all of you got it. What is meant by collision? Right? Are you all understand what is meant by collision? Right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
दोन व्हॅल्यूच्या एकच हॅश व्हॅल्यू असेल तर त्या ठिकाणी कोलिजन ऑफर होतं. सो दिस कोलिजन इज अवॉइडेड बाय युजिंग collision techniques, where there are two techniques. First one is the open and another one is the close. That is nothing but here we are going to do the open hashing and close hashing. There are two techniques where open hashing it is done by using chaining and closed hashing is done by three different techniques. First, linear probing, quadratic, किंवा त्याला आपण म्हणू शकतो quadratic म्हणत आहे, quadratic probing, and last one is the double hashing. Okay, there are two techniques. First one is the open hashing, second one is the closed hashing. Open hashing it is also called as a chaining, and another one is a closed hashing, which is done by using linear probing, quadratic probing, and double hashing. All these techniques are used to avoid the collision. To avoid the collision, we are going to use one of these techniques. Okay, so in that first one is nothing but chaining. So how to use this technique? First one is a chaining or open hashing. Okay, see how to do this open hashing or chaining, right? Now, in this, whatever the key elements are there, we are going to store the key elements with the help of in linked list. They are stored into linked list. Means here whenever the elements are stored into the hash table, right? Your hash table maintains a linked list where all these elements are stored. Okay? Chain, all of you seen the chain, right? There is a link between two elements. One element is linked with another element, or one chain it is linked with another chain. Such as like this, your elements are stored into your this hashing or open hashing or chaining, right? For example, suppose we are having a key. There are some number of keys like this 29, 42, 45, 89, 32, and 85. Suppose these are the elements. These are the elements. Okay. And we want to store these elements into our hash table, which are having a size m is equal to 10. Okay. Hash table size कितना है? Hash table size is equal to 10. Means m is equal to 10. This is the m value. Now, calculate the index value for all the elements. Calculate index value for all the elements by using a function. See, by now calculating the index value, here you can use any technique. We have seen the 4 techniques for calculating the index value: truncation, division, then mid square, and last folding method. Use any one method. The most popular method is the modulo division. Most popular method is the modulo division. Okay. Now, 29 k is equal to 29. What is the h of k using modulo division? Using modulo division, what is the hash value for your element k?
9.
9. Good. Okay. If k is equal to 42, what is the h of k?
2.
2.
Right? Then 45 is a 5, 89,
5.
9.
9, 32,
2.
and 85.
5.
Okay. Now see, 29, it is stored at position 9. 29, it is stored at position 9. Now see, whenever the elements are stored in your hash table in chaining or by using a chaining, then every element is stored like a node. Every element is stored like a node. And a node, every node is having 2 fields. Singly linked list node. What node is there? Singly linked list node. There are 2 fields. One, that actual field that is called as a data field. Another one is the address field, which store the address of next node. Okay, so first value, what we are going to store? The 29, and where we are going to store it? At 9. Means, suppose address of this 29 is 1000. Address of this 29 is 1000. Means what? This 29 element having a address as a 1000. So address is stored at that particular index. Address is stored at that particular index. Okay. Now next 42. Where we have to store it? 2. Here 42. Then 45. Stored at 45. Okay. Then 89. Now 89 it is going to stored at the index 9, but there is already one element that present at index 9. So what we are going to do, this index or this element, we are going to insert the beginning of your linked list. Means what? Here we are going to store or we are going to insert this element before the 29. Before the 29. So whatever the address of your 89, suppose your address of 89, it may be 2000. It may be 2000. So first, as we are inserting this 89 before the 29, means address of 89, it is stored here. And first element is your 89, which is linked with another element, that is nothing but 29. So 29 will be shifted to the right. 29 will be shifted to right, and your 89 will be stored at that position. Similarly, here 32, then 42 is shifted to right, and here 32 will be inserted. Again 85, 10, 85 and then 45. Like this, we are making a chain. Like this, we are making a chain. Means elements are stored into the linked list. Elements are stored into the linked list. See, now you can insert number of elements at same index. You can store number of elements at same index. There is no problem of collision. There is no problem of collision. So this is the first technique. This is the first technique where we can use the chaining method. What we have done here, chaining means we have linked element to one another which are having same hash value. The elements, those are having the same hash value. We have linked up all the elements together, and address of first element is stored as a key value. Okay, got it? Understand what I have studied here? What we have done? We have calculated first index value. According to index value, we have done how many elements are stored at that particular index. Okay, if there are 3 elements, whatever the last element, or just we are going to insert the element at the beginning. We are going to insert the element at beginning. Okay, this is the first technique to avoid the collision, or whenever there is a collision, you can use this technique. So it will find a new address for your element. Okay, then next is nothing but closed hashing. And closed hashing, it is done by 3 ways. Next one is the closed hashing. And this is done by 3 ways. First one is a linear probing. Second one is a quadratic probing. And third one is a double hashing. Okay, these are the 3 ways where you can do closed hashing, and this is also used for collision resolution. collision resolution technique. Now you can call it as a collision resolution technique. Okay. In that first one we have seen that is the chaining. Next we are going to see that is nothing but linear probing. See, next technique is a linear probing. For example, let's see some key elements. E is equal to same value we have 29, 42, 45, 89, 32, 85. Okay. And your hash table is 0 to 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, this is the hash table. Right? Now see, in linear probing, first same technique we have to apply. We have to calculate the index value first. What we are going to do? We are going to calculate the index value. Okay, where m is equal to 10. What is the size of table? M is equal to 10. Now, for 29, h of k is equal to k mod m. Means what? 29 mod m is equal to 9. Index value is a 9. So we are going to insert 29 at 9 position. 29 at 9 position. Okay. Next, 42. Calculate index value 10. 42 mod 10 is equal to 2, which will be stored at 42. Okay. Then next 45. 45 mod 10
Fifth position.
5. 45. Then next 89. 89
Ninth position.
mod m. What happened?
No, sir. Ninth position.
I'm not getting what you want to say.
89 at ninth position.
Okay. 89 will be stored at 9 position. But what is the problem there? 89 at 9 position where there is already one element. And that element is nothing but 29. Now, if such a condition occurs, then we are going to apply the linear probing. आता या ठिकाणी आपण linear probing apply करणार आहोत. ठीक आहे. So here we are going to calculate the new index value 3. Here we are going to calculate the new index value for your this element. Which one is that? 89. See, h of k is equal to 89 mod 10 is equal to 9. Means what? H of k value is now 9. Okay. By using a linear probing. How to use linear probing? See, h of k comma I. This I is nothing but probe number. Means how many times you have shifted or how many times you have moved your element. How many times you have moved your element? That is nothing but probe number. Okay. H of k of I is equal to C. What you have to do? H of k plus I mod 10. H of k plus I mod 10. Now, what is the value of h of k? What is the value of h of k?
9.
9.
Here we are already having the value 9 plus I. Now, first time we got a collision. So, I value is a 1. I value is a 1. How many times you got a collision? how many times you got a collision. That is nothing but probe number. That is nothing but your probe number. First time, first time we are going to store the 89 here, and we found that there is a 29 number. Means what? First time we got a collision. So I value is a 1. 9 plus 1 mod 10. 10 mod 10. What will be the value?
0.
0.
Means what? This 89 now will be stored at index 0. Okay. Now second number. Let's check another number. N is equal to 10. 89. 32. For 32, what we have to do? Just calculate it. H of k is equal to 32 mod 10 is equal to 2. Okay, right? Next, 2 already element presented. There is only one element. You can store at index. Now what we are going to do? We are going to calculate the new index. What how to calculate? H of k comma I is equal to H of k plus 1 and whole modulus 10. H of k is a 2 plus how many times you got a collision for
1.
this number or 32 or 32
1.
one time only. Okay, 2 plus 1 mod 10, 3 mod 10 is equal to 3. Means this 32 it is stored at 3. Okay, now suppose instead of I will take another number as a 62. Now for 62, see, H of k is equal to 62 mod 10 is equal to 2. Okay, right? 2 already value presented, right? Means H of k I is equal to H of k plus I mod 10. What happened? 2 plus 1 is mod divided by 10 is equal to 3 mod 10. Right? H of k of I. काय ना तुमच्या ठिकाणी 3. But what happens here? Now for this index also there is a one element. For this index also there is a one element. Now this I value is again incremented by 1. Means what? For this number, for 62, collision is occurred at this position. Again collision is occurred at this position. Means how many times collision is occurred? How many times?
2
collision
times.
is- 2 times. Now the probe number is 2. Probe number is now what is there? 2. And you have to just do the calculation. Right? You have to just do the calculation. Like this, you have to calculate the linear probing. त्याला काय म्हणतो आपण linear probing means what? Your value is or index is incremented by 1 by 1. 1 by 1 your index value is incremented, and this is the function of your linear probing. H of k plus I mod m. This is the function for your linear probing, where I will be the probe number. I will be the probe number. How many times collision gets occurred? This is nothing but your probe number. Okay. Then second technique, that is nothing but quadratic. In quadratic, what? Just only one change is there. Same technique. See, another technique that is nothing but quadratic.
है ना पेस्ट सही है पेस्ट
वो भंडारे सर एडी देर तो सिखा रहे
Okay, see, next one is the quadratic probing. In this quadratic probing, see, in linear probing, what we are selecting, we are incrementing your probe number as a 1 by 1. Your probe number is incremented by 1 by 1. But in quadratic probing, here your incrementation is depends on probe number square. Incrementation or index value depends on probe number square. Means instead of using this function, see what we are going to use here. What function we are going to use here? First, we are going to calculate same as it is. See, h of k is equal to k mod m. This is our first function. Okay, this is our first function. K mod m. Right now, if you are getting a same index value for two numbers, if you are getting same index value for two numbers, then what you have to do? See, for example, if k is equal to 32, 62, 82. Suppose these are the numbers 32, then 62 and 82. These are the three numbers that you want to store into this. For 32, we are going to calculate h of k. 32 mod 10 is equal to 2, means 32 is stored at index 2. Okay, now for 62, then we are going to calculate the index. H of k is equal to 62 mod 2 is equal to, sorry, 62 mod 10 is equal to 2. Now, for index 2, there is only, you can store only one element, means here collision occurs. Here collision occurs. Now, what we are going to do, here we are going to change our index by using quadratic probing. And how to do this? See, h of k I is equal to h of k plus I square mod 10. Now, how many times collision is occurred? For 62, it is occurring first time. For 62, it is occurring first time. So what happened? H of k means 2 plus I square means 1 square divided by modulus 10. 2 plus 1 mod 10 is equal to 3. Your element is stored at 3. Okay, now next for 82. 82, first position is 2. Okay, by using quadratic, you will get third position as a 3. Right, means what? Here, this 82 is having collision at 2 index for 32 and 62. Means this will make collision with index 2 also and index 3 also. Means here probe number is now 2. For 82, probe number is 2. See how to calculate probe number. How many times collision occurs? How many times collision occurs? That is nothing but probe number. For 32, it is already stored. 62, it is occurred only one time. So we have done 1 square. For 82, it is occurring 2 times. So what we have done? 2 square. 2 square, 4. 4 plus 2, 6 mod 10. What will be the value? 6. Means this 82 is now stored at position at 6. See, this is nothing but quadratic probing. ह्याला काय म्हणतात तुमच्या ठिकाणी? Quadratic probing means value is stored by some difference or it depends on probe number square. Quadratic का म्हणायचं? Because we are making a square करतोय. ठीक आहे, probe number का square. We are making a square of your probe number, so it is called as a quadratic probing. In linear probing, your elements are stored to the next location, to the next location, to the next location. This is a linear probing. But in quadratic probing, your elements are stored by means of some distance. By means of some distance. For example, second element is stored at 3. Next element is stored at directly 6 index. There is some gap between these two index. Okay, so this is the hashing, that is nothing but quadratic probing. Okay, then next is nothing but double hashing. The last technique we are going to see, that is nothing but closed or double hashing. See, in double hashing, what we have to do? Simple meaning is double hashing means we are going to apply two hash functions. We are going to apply the two hash functions. Okay. For example, T is equal to 45, 65, 62, 67, maybe any value. Okay. So what actually first hash function we are going to do? A mod m means 45 mod 10 is equal to 5. Okay. Now here, whenever you are using a double hashing, then by selecting the hash table, select the hash table with a size of your prime number. Select size with the prime number. For example, now I am, instead of selecting as 10, I will select as 11. Okay, hash table as a 11 means what? How many index are there? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 index are there. See, instead of selecting as a even number or odd number, select your hash table with a prime number. It will be beneficial for you. Okay. So what I have selected? M size as a 11. Now calculate 11, 44, 1. Modulus will be 1. So your 45, it is stored at 1. Okay. Similarly, 65 mod 11. 10. 65. 67. Okay, then 67 will be stored at, now see, 67 mod 11. This value will be 1. See, here index value is 1, but at 1 there is already one element present, and that number is your 45. So what we are going to do for this index value, if there is a collision, then we are going to do the another hash function. H1k is equal to, or in this here, 8 minus a mod 8. Any value you can take there, any function you can apply there. 7 minus k mod 7, 6 minus k mod 6, 9 minus k mod 9. Any value you can take there as a hash function. What will happen? 8 minus, what is the k value? 67 mod 8. What is the remainder? Calculate the remainder.
3.
8 minus 3, right, is equal to 5. Okay. Now we got two hash values. We got the two hash values. Which one is that? 5 and 1. Now what we are going to do? We are going to make addition of these two. Means what? 5 plus 1, and then we are making modulus with your original table, right? In which table we are going to store it. In that, for that we are going to calculate the index with hash value 1 plus hash value second, and then just calculate it. 6 mod 11 is equal to 6. So your this element 67 will be stored at index 6. Okay, so this one is the first hash function, and this one is your another hash function. Here we are using two hash function, so it is called as a double hashing. Okay, got it? So in this way, your collision will be resolved by using this technique. First one is the open hashing, where we are using chaining, linked list. Another one is a closed hashing, where we are using linear probing, quadratic probing, and third one is your double hashing. Okay, I hope all of you got what is mean by the hashing, what are the different techniques to calculate the hash value, and the last, how to resolve the collision. Okay, thank you. Sir.